Hi, welcome to Bookie. Today we will unlock the book Cooked, A Natural History of Transformation. In the modern world, people are increasingly interested in discussing cooking, watching cooking shows on TV, browsing cookbooks, and dining in restaurants where chefs display their skills at front of house. People are obsessed with recipes and methods of food preparation. But paradoxically, with all these indirect experiences amassed, they spend less time than ever cooking their own meals. We are sure that you will understand the reason after listening to this Bookie. Broadly speaking, cooking is the activity where people process raw ingredients, making them into delicious and nutritious cuisines. It is one of the most fascinating and valuable human accomplishments. In Cooked, the author chronicles his culinary learning and shows us how each cooking method connects with its natural ingredients and past culture. The author attempts to bring cuisine back to the raw food itself, putting it in its rightful place in our lives, thus improving our relationship with our diets and reclaiming our most wholesome eating habits. The author of this book, Michael Pollan, is one of the leading food writers in the U.S. He is currently a professor of journalism and director of the Knight Program in Science and Environmental Journalism at the University of California, Berkeley. His works have been presented with the James Beard Award, the Oscars of cooking, many times. In 2009, Newsweek recognized him as one of their top 10 new thought leaders. Also, in 2010, he was named by Time magazine as one of the world's top 100 influencers. Apart from Cooked, his books The Omnivore's Dilemma, A Natural History of Four Meals, In Defense of Food, An Eater's Manifesto, and Food Rules, An Eater's Manual have become classics of food writing. Beyond his academic and publishing achievements, Pollan is more like a food detective conducting field investigations. From farms to supermarkets and finally to kitchens, he spent 3 years with various culinary chefs mastering the 4 essential cooking methods: grilling, boiling, baking, and fermenting. Also, he researched the full process involved in bringing foods from their places of origin to the table in order to demonstrate how cooking integrates with social and ecological networks. Meanwhile, the author reflected on the humanitarian and social dilemmas behind today's food culture. In this Bookie, we will learn about how cooking connects to raw ingredients and cultures through 3 sections. Part 1, Barbecue, the original and simplest form of cooking. Part 2, Boiling, a more civilized form of cooking. Part 3, Baking, a qualitative leap for civilization. Fire is the primary element in cooking. Pollan began his culinary education with it. First, he explored grilling or barbecuing, which is cooking's first and simplest method. Pollan's exploration had been quite a journey from his backyard grill to barbecue pits and pit masters of eastern North Carolina. In one of his essays, A Dissertation Upon Roast Pig, the English writer Charles Lamb wrote that in China lived a young man named Bobo, the dim-witted son of a swineherd named Hody. One day, Bobo accidentally burned down his family's cottage when playing with fire, in the process incinerating a litter of piglets. While he was surveying the ruins and deciding what to tell his father, an odor assailed his nostrils, unlike any scent which he had before experienced. When Bobo reached down to feel one of the burnt pigs for any sign of life, he singed his fingers and then instinctively touched them to his tongue. Some of the crumbs of the scorched skin had come away with his fingers, and for the first time in his life he tasted, in the world's life indeed, for before him no man had known it, crackling. The accident led to the discovery of the art of roasting. After that, people abandoned raw meat. Such was the tale of how mankind accidentally discovered the use of fire to cook meat. Of course, the story's authenticity may well be doubted. In the 16th century, the Spanish conquistador Hernando de Soto brought the first pigs to South America. Centuries later, descendants of those hogs had found their way to the Carolinas, where they ranged freely, feeding on abundant acorns and hickory nuts. People could hunt these wild hogs according to their needs.